So obviously there's a problem here. Hold on, let me tweak some stuff. I got too much equipment going on here. So it got really sunny, and I was trying to tweak and deal with. So let me see if I can do this real quick. Nope, that's not gonna work. Anyways, I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime streaming show, where we're always dealing with all sorts of types of equipment all the time. It's very annoying. Anyhow, I'm happy to see so many of you got to catch the Home Movie Day events that AV Geeks did. First of all, the morning thing that I did where we showed thousands. I didn't actually count. It's not really an easy way for me to count all the clips, home movie clips that we showed, but it was on shuffle, and so we got to see lots and lots of little snippets. Please don't ask me about what it was I showed, because there was lots of clips and there's no way to really go in and figure that out. So in a real Home Movie Day situation, we actually show one film at a time, and usually the person who brings it can offer some context, or at least say, like, I don't know, I found it at a yard sale, or there's something written on the can, or we have something that kind of gives us an idea of what we're seeing, but that's not what the shuffle was all about on Saturday. And then also Found Footage Festival. Those guys are hilarious, lots of fun to work with. I think I'm actually doing one of their Saturday morning shows. We're talking about the monster cereals, and I've been challenged to come up with some stuff for that, because I'm a child of the 70s, and so that was the golden age of cereal in my mind. Lots of stuff. Anyways, let's learn about offbeat Germany. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great German orchestras, the Bamberg Symphony, the Berlin Philharmonic, the Bayreuth Festival Orchestra, are world famous. World unfamous is this jovial outfit. Let's follow them around as they greet visitors at the train station, in the harbor, and at the airport. And here on one of the steamers on Hamburg's famed Alster Lake, the city that gave us the hamburger presents the Pannkuchenkapelle, the Pancake Band. Can we interest you in some more curiosities? Fine, then come along to Anweiler. Here's a delightful anachronism in this ancient town. Instant sightseeing at the touch of a button in your own language.
Many, many years ago, Emperor Barbarossa visited our town. You see him sitting there at the corner of our town hall, looking down upon the marketplace with its old framework houses. A picturesque corner on the River Queich, an old watermill, and in the town hall a replica of the ancient and glorious Kaiser's crown.
This town actually speaks for itself.
Anweiler, Anweiler.
And now we proudly present the German Federal Railroad. Well, let's say one of its closest competitors. Here's the engineer, Admiral Margaret. She races the Sail Express across a dam that stretches to the islands of Åland and Langeness on the west coast of Schleswig-Holstein. This convertible streamliner hits 100 miles an hour, when the wind is in the mood, of course. Yes, it's a traffic light, and no, it's not unusual. But take a look at this 4-horsepower coach, modern to the Victorian minute. The town is Bad Kissingen, a spa in Bavaria. Check the local park, Trotterjot. Where do we go from here? Well, the park looks familiar by now. And hold on as we trot some more. It looks to us as though the good old days never passed. Here we are back in Hamburg, right in the heart, or should we say stomach, of this great port. We're visiting the Altona market, the place to find that fish delish. Crowded with ships and stalls, Altona is fragrant and fun. It's a fish market because you can fish out almost anything. Rare orchids, exotic birds, stylish hats, practical furs, exquisite jewelry, chic socks, various vegetables, flowers, works of art, numberless notions. Incidentally, if you're having a wild Saturday night, wind it all up at Altona. The Sunday-only market opens at 4 a.m. and swings until 10. Rather imposing for a small town, wouldn't you say? A museum, perhaps? Well, not really. It's the Church of Rintal in the Palatinate. It might have been a museum, though, and nearly was. The architects simply mixed up the plans, goofed, shall we say, very grandly, 100 years ago. The columns are Grecian, the proportions classical. But if the angels don't complain, why should we? It's a lovely monument to absent-mindedness. And now, finally, that promised trip on the German Federal Railroad. A real ride on the rails, or should we say, under the rails, because that's the way they do things in Wuppertal. Incidentally, this monorail doesn't depend on pedal or even sail power. No chain-wheel drive for the Wuppertalers. Electricity has been doing the job since the Pioneer system was opened in 1901. It's the most delightful transportation we know of, and it really solves the traffic problem in a graceful, high-flying fashion. In loop after loop after loop after loop. Passengers, however, get dizzy and prefer to swim. This must be the trunk line. Time for sustenance, and there's nothing like soup to give you a glow. A locally famous, unique bean soup. No, those aren't beans, they're raisins. The liquid, yes, the liquid, pure brandy. This is a specialty of Bad Zwischenahn, a resort in East Frisia. And if you delicately lick your spoon clean, we'll all believe you're a native. What is this aqueous agitation? What is all the effervescence? Subterranean seltzer? Well, actually, these 204 springs are the bubbly source of the Potter River, which has its mirthful beginnings under an ancient cathedral in Paderborn, Westphalia. We have our land of laughing waters here, too, and moated castles. Monte Caolino has a fine Italian-sounding name, and of course, it's in Germany. The Caolino refers to quartz, which is what it is through and through, and it's perfect for summer skiing. The deposit is 330 feet high and equipped with a ski lift. The 525-foot downhill slope leads right to a big swimming pool. Wonderful practice for winter sport and competition, and a great way to acquire a tan. By the way, if you'd like a souvenir of Monte Caolino, you can choose a lovely goblet made from Caolino quartz. Here we are in Mainz, where Ludwigstrasse and the 50th parallel are, well, parallel. Note the brass marker, which is blithely ignored by pedestrians. Farther south, in Freiburg, another Ludwigstrasse crosses another parallel, the 48th, as anyone can plainly see. And nearby, the famous Freiburg Minster, one of Christendom's loveliest spires. You know, to be perfectly honest, you really can't get enough of a good gnome. And Lauterbach is where they're especially lovable and ubiquitous. This town is about 95 miles and 3 centuries away from Bonn. Peeking into the gnome workshops, we see that the little men are molded in clay, fired in a kiln, and dressed in bright gnome colors, including just the right touch of makeup. Along with fairy tales, they're among Germany's most popular exports. Do by all means buy a fine clock while you're in Germany. Let us recommend this accurate Baroque timepiece, the largest German sundial in the Black Forest town of Saint-Lazien. It's accurate to the hour, and you won't miss the sweep second hand. It only quits when the sun does, but that's as rare in these parts as our clock itself. If you can give up smoking for a few seconds, you can enjoy this wooden bridge, which spans the Rhine in the southern Black Forest at Säckingen. Smoking is not permitted. The bridge has borne the weight of traffic and snow and age for 3.5 centuries. Today, cars rumble back and forth, picturesquely protected from the elements. And now, as a reward for not smoking, here's a serenade by the Säckingen trumpeter, obviously a jet-set type. Ladies, now you pay close attention. It's your turn. When the vanishing creams won't do the disappearing act on those wrinkles, it's time for a trip to the rejuvenating mill at Tripsdrill. The sign shows what you can expect. The cure couldn't be simpler, faster, or more fun. We simply pour them in at the top, then slide them down the hatch, and abracadabra out at the bottom, good as new. It just takes a little faith. I think we'll all have to admit fun is really the best antidote to age. And nothing could be more fun than the water chute on the Isar River near Munich. These are actually the biggest river locks in the world, fully 820 feet long. The river drops an exhilarating 60 feet and the raft right along with it. Muscle power keeps the float on course, and a good Dixieland band provides the right tempo for a rollicking river cruise through the lovely Bavarian countryside. Definitely an upbeat, offbeat travel idea. Apartment hunting? Shop the countryside and compare. Do check the oldest dwelling in Germany, an Ice Age cave in the lovely Altmühl Valley. Here's the spacious living room. Note the couch. The practical kitchen. The emergency exit. Proven refrigeration. And a lovely terrace to boot. Remember, you may find more frills elsewhere, but this is rock-bottom value. With a view, of course. This is the largest barrel in the world. Excuse me, sir, you're blocking my view. Thank you. And it holds almost 500,000 gallons of people, which is to say 500 guests in this charming restaurant. You might guess that most of the visitors are delighted to sample the famous local wines because this is celebrated Bad Dürkheim. Note the curious native custom of linking arms. This is a sign of conviviality. The swaying has a hypnotic effect. You'll have to excuse me. Indians in Germany? Yes, and they're native German Indians, too. You'll find their teepees at Bad Segeberg in Schleswig-Holstein, scene of the annual Karl May Festival. Here in a dramatic natural amphitheater, the Wild West comes to life. The West as described by Karl May, one of Germany's best-loved storytellers. Yes, it's the eternal struggle of the frontiersman. Thrilling hand-to-hand combat, terrifying ambush, wild chases, stagecoach races. Will they escape? Ah, yes, but don't worry, the good guys always win. What audience would have it any other way? Statistics don't lie, or so they say, and there's no reason to doubt what the experts report about Munich. It's the most festival-happy town in Germany. Münchners celebrate at the drop of a stein, and the local brewers are always there to put on a good show. This is the kind of Umpapa parade they've been holding for generations. Believe me, it's just one of the many fun things you can see in Munich, and it's all for free. So when you visit Germany, get off the beaten path. Your trip can be a wonderful whirl of colorful contrasts.
Wacky Germans. That's offbeat, all right. There was some cool stuff there, though. I have to admit that it makes me want to go to Germany. I've never been. Ultimately, my family on one side is German, but nope, never been. At some point, I'll go. All right, so behind me, I have a telecine hooked up, and I have a film set up. And this one is Towards Better Highways. Enjoy.
The construction men behind me are pouring fresh concrete for a sidewalk here in Washington, D.C. And because of agricultural research, it will cost less to do it, cost less to maintain it, and it will help the farmer. Now, how does pouring fresh concrete for a city sidewalk help the man on the farm? Well, here's how. An agricultural product, linseed oil, which comes from flax, is being used here to cure the concrete. U.S. Department of Agriculture scientists are always looking for new or improved ways to use agricultural products. Experiments by scientists at the Northern Utilization Research and Development Laboratory in Peoria, Illinois, cooperating with the National Flaxseed Processors Association, showed that concrete treated with linseed oil emulsions had greater strength than concrete cured by other methods. Basically speaking, linseed oil forms a barrier and slows down water movement out of freshly poured concrete. It's critical to hold water movement to a minimum in order to form a strong concrete surface that will resist chipping and flaking. In addition, the linseed oil film will protect the concrete in winter from salt used in de-icing and from freeze-thaw damage. Other advantages of linseed oil emulsions are that they contain no flammable solvents or resins and have no waxes. Traffic painting can take place almost immediately after the concrete has been poured, and cumbersome layers of solid materials to aid in curing are eliminated. Another advantage is in the inexpensive transportation and handling of linseed oil compositions. Emulsifiable linseed oil can be mixed with water at the construction site. So you see here a practical application of agricultural research utilizing a farm commodity and developing an entirely new use for it. And it benefits industry, it benefits you and me in better sidewalks, streets, and highways, and it benefits flax growers by finding a new use and market for their crop through agricultural research. This is Vince Markley in Washington.
So that's, oops. That's was some sort of short TV PSA using flax to make better roads. There's always that talk about what we can do to make roads better. All right, this next film is it's a puppet animated film, which means that it's basically you have these three-dimensional puppets and they move them with stop motion. It's called Ugly Duckling. Enjoy.
Oh. It's out at last. This child is not like the others. I wonder if I hatched the egg of a turkey. Tomorrow we will all go swimming, and then I will know. Come on, let's go. Ah, he swims very well. He's not pretty, but he's not a turkey.
Look, here comes our new family.
All the children look fine.
What's that? Does he belong to us? I don't like him. He's an ugly duckling.
Let go of him. All right, he's not pretty like the others, but he can swim, and he follows me.
But he's really ugly.
We don't want him around us.
Ah, here you are. This food is not for you.
What? I don't like him. He's an ugly duckling.
This child is not like the others.
Quack. We don't want him around us.
That duck is causing me so much trouble. I wish he would go far away from here. Far away from here.
What is it? Ah, I see. Oh, let me take care of you for a while. And someday I might have some eggs.
Can you lay eggs?
No.
No, he said.
Meow. What good are you then? I can swim. Swim?
What good is that to us? He swims.
Meow, you're no help to Our Lady. Meow. Oh. Where did our newfound friend go? I don't know. He ate his meal and left. Meow.
Well, we got rid of him.
Yeah. Meow. Oh, hello.
Would you mind keeping your nose out of my pond, huh? Oh.
Oh, how pretty. Hello? 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 Oh, wait for me. Wait for me. Oh.
Will he be all right, Daddy?
No, we'll just have to wait and see.
I think it is frozen, even by the... Oh, he's moving. Oh, watch out! Watch out! Oh, my bear!
Oh, what can we do?
Catch him now.
Oh, my master!
I'll get him.
And up.
Oh, get him!
Oh, God.
Hold him!
Get hold him.
Oh, look what he's done!
Oh.
Stop him!
There he goes.
It is warm at last. Oh, I think I'm bigger than before. I can fly. I'm big enough to fly now.
Come on, the swans are here.
Oh, those are the birds I saw flying. How beautiful they are. How I wish I could join them. I want to. I want to. But I remember how ugly I am. They would leave me like the others. Look over there. A new swan. A new swan? Could this be me? Of course. Of course. I am a swan. Oh, I'm not an ugly duckling at all. I am the child of a swan.
Come over here.
Yes, how beautiful you are.
Everything's okay because it's actually a swan, and it's a beautiful swan, so everything's all right. Yeah. So there, this is dodgy, very dodgy. That's like, what if it grew up to be an ugly swan? Would we be okay with that swan, in spite of how it looked? You know. Anyways, I got another film for you. Let's see. This one is set up on the telecine. And it is a Emily Frith film. Emily Frith was a female educational filmmaker who would use home movie camera equipment, and I think she would go on vacations and she would film everything and then turn it into a educational film that she would sell in the back of educational screen, with voiceover and music and all that. And she also would shoot people around the neighborhood and her family, and then incorporate them into whatever film she was doing. So it's kind of cool. A lot of education, well, not a lot, but there were some educational filmmakers who did that. It wasn't big companies all the time. Sometimes it was prosumers. All right, so this is I can't remember the title of it. I will change the name of the title once I can discover it. All right, but it's about France, so enjoy.
Now is a charming French city. A river with banks of flowers winds through the central district. The county building faces the river, and next to it the post office. The large department store on the Park Square has attractive windows. A bookstore. A bakery. The square in front of the town hall is a popular meeting place with cafes and shops. The hotel dining rooms serve excellent French cooking. People often live in apartments over the stores. The delicate iron railings show the Spanish influence in Perpignan, as it is near the Spanish border. Lives in this home across from the park. She is Suzanne's best friend. Suzanne, the yellow sweater, is 14, and Monica 17. The girls often go to the park to play tennis. On the way, they like to watch the peacocks preen their tail feathers. In France, girls this age are not so sophisticated as American girls. Most Europeans spend a great deal of their leisure time in their parks. Many live in apartment houses, which have only small yards, and few of them own cars. In southern France, the winters are warm, and they can be out of doors all the year round. The French love of beauty is apparent everywhere. A parade. There are many military celebrations in Perpignan, for it has a glamorous history. The Dukes of Majorca lived here in the castle when they ruled this territory. Suzanne's family live in an apartment in the normal school. Her father, Monsieur René, is superintendent of schools for this district called Pyrénées Orientales, for they are near the Pyrenees Mountains. Suzanne and mother often play games. Father's desk is crowded as he does much homework, like many teachers. The French exams are difficult, and Michel must study hard. His mother is understanding, as she teaches in the high school. Suzanne admires Michel's airplane collection. Her school faces the same square as their home. Michel rides his new scooter to the airport. His main interest is flying, and he is taking lessons. Today, his parents will meet him at the airport.
he registers in the office. Every person who enters this field is carefully checked, as Perpignan is an important military spot, just 15 miles from the Spanish border. Many troops are stationed in Perpignan. The motor sounds good. There he goes. Now he is up. His father and mother watch anxiously. They wish he did not have this ambition to fly, but realize that it will be valuable in his military service. Monsieur René chats with the military commander of the airport. In France, a boy may fly when he is 15 years of age, but cannot drive a car until he is 18. Michel is 17. He nears the landing strip. A splendid landing. His teacher congratulates him on his solo flight. Michel is pleased. Monsieur René has many schools under his jurisdiction. This high school takes boys from 11 to 20 years of age. There are 2,000 students and 140 teachers. In the large courtyard, there is room for several classes to exercise at the same time. In the front yard, the boys practice jumping for a track meet. The instructor is pleased. The boys are quick and do very well. Perpignan does much of its transportation and shipping by bus and truck. The wholesale produce market is important, as this is the center of a rich agricultural district. Vineyards, orchards, and garden products. The French are famous for their salads and fresh vegetables. Perpignan is an intermediate shipping point for products from North Africa, Italy, and Spain. People from all parts of the city come to the retail market to shop and enjoy meeting their friends. There is a large assortment of all kinds of fruit and vegetables. The French are careful shoppers and bargain for a good price. Jocko looks happy. He receives many handouts. The olives are local and also from Spain and North Africa. The fish are brought from the Mediterranean and from the Atlantic Ocean. A tiny meat shop does a big business. Perpignan has several motion picture theaters. Suzanne's favorite sport is horseback riding, and today she will have a riding lesson. The instructor is strict, but the young people like her. First, the horses are put through their gates. And then the big moment comes. Jean's horse clears the hurdles. Paul's stops at the second. He tries again and makes it. And now Suzanne's turn. Too bad. Her father looks worried. Another try. Very good. Once more. Her form is excellent, and she is well up on her horse. Father beams. He is proud of his daughter and wants her to have every advantage. Vacation is a wonderful time in Perpignan, where there are so many things to do. Today, a beach party. André and Jean, friends of Michel's, go along. On the way, they pass vineyards, wineries, orchards, and gardens. The harbor is near, a busy Mediterranean shipping port. A freighter from Marseille loads products from Africa. A company of soldiers is leaving for duty in North Africa. At the beach are many fine hotels. And the beach itself is one of the finest along the Riviera coast. Most of all, Monsieur and Madame Renee enjoy a day with their family. It is early spring. Suzanne can't wait to try the water. Oh, it's really cold. Near them, a college group is having a picnic. How gay they are, typically French. Pierre is a good tumbler. They all seem talented. The fun-loving French know how to enjoy themselves. The brisk air makes them hungry, and the candy vendor does a big business. Michel and his friends need a warm-up. They are not tumblers, but go in for such sports as tennis and soccer. The boys often discuss their future. Michel would like to be an aviator. Andre is already studying to be a doctor. And Jean wants to be a salesman. Madame and Monsieur René are content with life. They enjoy their teaching and are proud of Michel and Suzanne, confident that they are growing up to meet life intelligently. Lunchtime. Madame René has packed a delicious lunch. Of course, French pastry is included. And now it's time to leave, for Monsieur René has an important school meeting. The young people stop for a Coke and watch the college crowd dance. The manager shows Suzanne a new puppy. The college group dances both modern dances and the sardana, which is a Spanish folk dance popular in southern France. Life is interesting and fun, too, in lovely Perpignan.
Yeah, so that was shot with a 16 millimeter camera, and I don't know if you noticed the speed was a little off in some of it, because they probably shot at 18 frames a second, and then when it was printed with sound at 24 frames a second, the speed was off. That's a problem, but yeah, that's pretty great. The color was beautiful. I think all the Emily Frith films were printed to Kodachrome, so they're all really good shape, really, really pretty. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of the amateur turned educational filmmaker, where you shoot silent stuff, you don't have sync sound, and then you add narration and music later on. And maybe the Friths paid for a trip to France on that, so it's great to kind of see that type of work. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Yeah, thanks for tuning in today. Join us tomorrow. If you like what you saw, buymeacoffee.com/avgeeks is a great way to say it. You can also go to avgeeks.com and buy DVDs and see other shows that we have online. And of course, hit the like button or the thumbs up, or those are ways to kind of get what we do out to other people and other faces. And I saw a couple of new faces, and I saw a couple of names that I haven't seen in a while, so welcome back. Thank you for the bless yous. But yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow. As always, please rewind, love each other, and have a good rest of your Monday. And then we'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Everybody take care.